Hello, everybody. I just wanted to come on and talk about different mediumship subjects. The subject I want to deal with today is people ask, can anybody be a medium? Yes, they can. That is my true belief, and that is what my spirit team have told me. I know there are a lot of people out there that turn around and say you have to have been born into a certain family. Even some people have asked me about certain birthmarks. What I would say to each and every one of you is you are a soul yourself, but you're within a physical body, having a physical existence, learning lessons, developing, growing, expanding your awareness down here in the physical world. When the body ceases to exist, it's like an old shell. You're going to get up, you're going to come out of that physical shell. You still continue to exist, you just don't have the outer casing, the bit that everybody sees with the physical eye or feels or whatever. It's different. Your soul is an energy, and as any scientist will tell you, your soul cannot be destroyed. It is energy, so it can be reformed, reshaped, become something different. So, back to the question. What it is to become a medium is to recognize that the soul without the physical body, the disincarnate, has a higher vibration. Us as incarnates, because we're in a physical body, we have the density of the body. So it's sort of like an anchor weighing us down. So by us learning to sit in the power, learn to let go of the physical, learn to allow our soul, our energy to raise the vibration, spirit lower their vibration. They're vibrating up here, we're vibrating down here. So we raise our vibration, they dip theirs, and in the middle is where you get your communication. So it's just a case of learning to still your mind. It's a case of working from love and trusting. Trust is one of the most important key ingredients to being a medium. And it's believing. It's that trust and that belief and faith that there is something far greater than our physical self. So a good way of starting on your mediumship journey is, if you can't find a group or a circle or somewhere to help you develop. Nobody can teach you to be a medium, but what they can do is give you the tools so that you can open up your own spiritual gifts, because this is your journey. It's between you and those in the world of spirit. So what I would say, learn to sit in the power. And what I mean when I say sitting in the power, it's about being still. It's about closing yourself down from the physical external world, sitting, just being. It's learning to just be, sit in that moment. And if your mind jumps in with things that are going on in your life, things you have to do, things you need to sort out, as soon as they come, bring your awareness back to the center. A good way of doing it is have a word. Say love, joy, and visualize this word about so big in front of you. And then as your mind starts to take you off the monkey mind, think, no, joy, and focus on that. And as it gets joy, and eventually you just learn to sit and be centered in that moment. And it's just about relaxing yourself, opening yourself up. It's not setting an intention that I want to know this and I want to do that and I want to meet this and that. It's just about making yourself open, making yourself still to expand your awareness so that you actually start to blend your energy. Your energy expands, like expanding your energy field, your aura. Pushing it out there and just sitting and just being. And I always feel like when I sit in the power, I feel like a phone that's been plugged into a charger, and you feel the energy just charging, boom, boom, boom. You know, as that line comes up like that. And whilst you're in that state, the more you get to sit in it and be aware of it, the greater the ability to blend with the energy of spirit, but also to blend with that consciousness that's there, that knowledge, that information, to feel that love of spirit wrap around you, because you're not feeling it from your physical body, it's your spirit that is blending with that energy as well. And that's what's really important. And don't get hung up on, I need to know who my guide is, what their name is, where they live, what they did, why they're helping me. It's not. It's just believe in them. Trust that they're there. If they feel they need to make themselves known to you, they will. They'll give you their names. They may give you information about themselves. But what they want is for you to trust them, to believe in them, to say whatever it is they say, and don't be tempted to interfere with any communication you get. So many people, they may be given, say, a train. So they're shown a train, so they say, oh, this person lived near a railway line. Oh, this person was a train spotter. Oh, this person traveled every day on a train. No, they gave you train. And as soon as you say, oh, this person traveled every day on the train, they might say, no, they had a car. They never traveled on the train. So straight away, there's that doubt, that hesitation about your communication. So instead, just say, they're showing me trains. I'm being given trains. And that recipient might say, oh my God, they collected train magazines. Or they always have pictures of trains on the wall in their house. Whatever it is, it's about them, and they're showing you. Sometimes you'll get symbolism, you'll get lots of symbols, and you have to give those symbols and try to understand what they're giving you. But you'll also get what we call your calling card. So certain things, certain symbolism, means a certain thing. People who take responsibility for their passing, when they come through for me, they do this, hold their hands up, and I know they take responsibility for how they passed, and it was down to their actions. Certain feelings within the physical body can relate to certain conditions, but there is no one size fits all with this. This is what they do, Spirit, is they draw on your experiences within your life. So by doing that, if a certain thing to you, when you see that, or you see your granddad, then you know this person's character's like that. Or different experiences you've had. They may show a flash of an experience of yours, and then you think, right, now I know what they're showing me. So your mediumship and the spirit world draw on your own experiences, your own conditioning, things that you would recognize. And like I say, you get your calling card, so you know when certain things are shown, or you get a certain feeling, or maybe you see one of your own loved ones, you straight away know what they're trying to say. So they are helping as well as giving you that knowledge. So if you want to be a medium, be a medium. But one thing I will say is, don't think you're this amazing medium, you've got this fantastic gift, you're this, you're that, because that's ego. And the ego is always hungry, it is never full. The more you feed it, the more it wants. And then all of a sudden, it's about you, it's not about spirit. Now, as a medium, you work for the spirit world. They're your employer. They're the one who's bringing all this information. You are just the channel. You are their channel, extension lead, whatever you want to call it. So always remember that, and always show gratitude. Always thank your communicators who come through and give you the information. Thank them and be respectful of them. Also, always keep them in the communication. Quite often you're on a roll, information's coming, you're giving this information, and then all of a sudden you're not going back to them. It's like you shut them out. And then all of a sudden it's like anyone, if you ignore anyone here in the physical world, they'll walk off because they're like, oh, whatever, don't want to talk to me, I'm off. And they'll step back. And if they step back, then all of a sudden, boom, you haven't got any information. The only thing you'll be given then will either be out your head or you're picking up something psychically. So if you want to be a good medium, always remember to respect whoever is working with you from spirit. Always bring them into the communication. Keep going back to them. Ask them what it is they want to say. If your recipient can't take it, take that information back and say, you know, how am I getting it wrong? What is it I'm not getting? And maybe spirit will put it in a different way. You bring it back and the person will take it. And quite often what happens there is, I've been at demonstrations and I've seen a medium give information to the person's, no, can't take that, nope, definitely not. So they've gone back and no, this is what I've got to give you. And then I've stepped in and helped them and gone in and they've said the exact same thing to me, but I've said the same thing in a different way and the person's gone, oh yeah, I can take that. And that is when I've been working with someone. I don't suddenly jump up in someone else's work. And so they've said, are you picking it up? And I've stepped in. But at that point, everybody in the audience are looking at each other as if to say, well, that's exactly what the other person said. But it's because our own brain is wired a certain way. So sometimes we take the information in a different way. So it's the same information, but you've just said it differently. And that's how that person's brain processes. I mean, I've seen people in the audience who they're getting information, they're going, no, I don't know who you've got. And the person next to them said, that's your husband. And the person's gone, oh my God, yes, it is. That's my husband. But they didn't recognize it because they were expecting a different type of information. So as a recipient as well, going to get a reading or going to a clairvoyant evening, be open. Don't be set on what to expect, what you want. Don't demand from spirit. Be open to what they feel they need to give you. And an amazing international medium that I know, he once said to somebody in the audience, if you want to be a medium, you have to learn how to take a message. So don't be like, no. Don't let the ego come in. Don't be, oh, I'm this and I'm that, because it's not you. It is spirit. You work for them. And it's always good. A prayer is always an amazing thing before you work. Whether you're religious or not, you're setting an intention. You're inviting them. You're giving them permission to come in. Because spirit do not step in unless they're invited. I mean, in emergency cases, if someone needed information on something, sometimes spirit will come in to me quite quickly and say, you know, you need to do that. And I'm like, I'm not working. And they're saying, no, that's important. And once they give me that importance and I know, I will sit, I'll blend with the energy, get the information and do what is needed. But generally, if you're going to sit with spirit or sit for spirit and you say to them, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I'm going to sit and I send my thoughts and open my heart to you. Will you come and blend? You make an appointment with them. Keep that appointment, because you wouldn't miss your doctor's appointment. So what I'm saying is, if you say to them, 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I'm going to sit with you, even though there is no time in the spirit world, so they're not going to be checking their watch, you have made that arrangement. So be respectful. And if for some reason something comes up, you're caught in a traffic jam, whatever it is, Spirit already know, but out of respect for them, send your thoughts and say, Spirit, I'm sorry, I will not be able to do that. Please, can we sit tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, and I should be there, and we can communicate and blend our energies. And that is all you need to do. But it's when you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to sit tomorrow, and then you think, oh, I can't be bothered, and then you go, oh, I'm going to sit tomorrow, and you can't be bothered. Then when you want to communicate with them, you just expect them to step forward and blend with you, and maybe they won't. And it's not because they're being cruel or mean, but they're trying to show you that it has to be a two-way thing. You have to show respect. And when you've worked with them, thank them. Thank them, show your gratitude, because without them, you can't be a medium. You need the spirit world to want to work with you. Else everything you do is not authentic. It's not real. And when you get information, don't be afraid of saying what you get as you say it. Even if it's something silly, marmalade, popcorn, red shoes, whatever it is, it means something to that person. It might mean nothing to you, and it might not sound like saying, oh, he's showing me this lovely house and it's got a green door and there's a number 6 on the door and there's roses growing in the front garden, and everybody thinks that's what you've got to have. But if that person, by just giving them that one thing that makes them know, it opens them up more and it allows spirit to come in closer. And it is good to hear your recipient's voice when you're working, a yes, a no, because it's like anyone, like a mother calling a child. If your mum calls you, you want to come, or your parent, whether it's your father, your mother, your grandparent, whatever. If it's something that's familiar, you feel drawn to it, rather than some complete stranger trying to call you over and you're like, I don't know who that is. So allow them to hear you, but it also gives that medium the confidence that there is a connection there. Even though they feel it, it makes it stronger. Gosh, I apologize for that, but I'm only human. So I'm going to leave it there for now, but I will come on and we'll talk more about blending with the energy, different techniques to tune in your mediumship. But I send you love and blessings for now, and I hope you're having a wonderful day, whatever you're doing. But just know you can be a medium. You've just got to learn to open up. Mediumship is a muscle. The more you work with it, the stronger it gets. Love and blessings.